Alright, now we're going to go ahead and start. This is take 2. Had some technical difficulties, or actually common sense difficulties. I didn't put the cables in a reachable place. Now I got them situated in a nice clean place. So let's start the patching. As I was saying before, we're going to start with the clock. And I'm going to run the clock out from the trigger riot over to the clock in from here to make sure I'm actually patching the output of the clock instead of the input. There we go, and now you can see our VinSync ModSeek is moving along. And I'm going to also take the CV output and I need a stack cable for this so that I can run the CV out to 2 different places. Right there, and then now I can take the second CV and run it over to the Dixie right there. And basically the same pitches are going to be going to 2 places. I might, pitch them a couple octaves apart, or however I decide to do it. I'll just do it by ear. Let's see. We need to take the output from our Synths DSM and then go over to our mixer. There we go. And you should hear that now. So now we can go ahead and add a kick. And we're going to use this trigger right here just because it has a nice solid beat to it. So I'm going to patch that into the gate input of the BD808. And I'm going to run the output of the BD808 over to input 2 of our mixer. And we should hear that. It's a little distorted, but we can adjust the sound a little bit later. And then I want to take the output of the Dixie, run it into our VCA. And let's see, I think I want to do one more thing. I want to actually make the same trigger that's triggering our hi-hat that's going to be coming up. I'm going to use this for the hi-hat closed, and I'm also going to use that same trigger for the amplitude envelope of our Dixie. So let me take the output from here and then go over to the input of our quad pinnacle right there. And you can see now that that's triggering at the same interval as our hi-hat. We don't hear our hi-hat yet, but we will in a moment. So taking the close hat out, patching it in, we should hear a close hat. There we go. Now I'm going to take the output from our VCA4 and go over to here. Not going to hear anything yet because I don't have this mixer patched in. So let me take the output of the mixer over to here. And then also I want to take the output of the quad pinnacle LFO right there and fire it into the CV, so we should hear 2 sort of lines now. And then that one's right here. There we go. So we should hear actually 2 distinct lines at this point. Sounds pretty good so far. That's the sensitivity here a little bit. Adjusting the sound a little bit. And I can even do one more thing I think I'm going to do. I can actually take that same CD that I have from the ModSeek, and I want to take it to the 3rd place. This time it's going to be to the, let's see, FM input of our filter, because I'm going to use this as an oscillator. And then I take the output of our filter, fire it over here into the 2nd input of the mixer. This one I'm going to bring all the way up. Need to turn the resonance up. Let me bring down some of the others so I can kind of hear it. So that's going to be this one right here. There you go, that's all by itself. And then let me bring in this one. So we're pulling up our sequence. Let's do one more. A couple more things. Maybe snare drum. I'm going to take the trigger out from over here. Go into the gate in of the SD808. Take the output of the SD808. And I don't really have a special place for it, but I'll put it right here in the third input. Bring the gain up. You should hear that now. And then just for a few more sounds, let's see, we can also take maybe this waveform and patch it into, actually let me take the saw. I'm going to take the saw out from here and go into the input there, and then take that right back out, so we'll actually be hearing that twice, but it'll just kind of be peeking through the filter right there. And doing pretty good on time, so let's see what other kind of things we can add. Maybe cowbell. I have a fever, and the only prescription is cowbell. That's right. You probably know that. Hopefully you know that. Now let me find a trigger that will communicate with our cowbell. So take gate in. I'm going backwards this time. Right up here. And cowbell out is going over here. So you should hear that now. Now, if I wanted to kind of modify things a little bit, what I could do is, let's see, oh, no wonder we're not hearing the snare. We don't have it out. Or no, actually we should hear that. Yeah, as you can tell it's a little bit loud in here, but at any rate, if we wanted to modify any of these amplitudes over here, I could use my tunable LFO and then just adjust the CV input right there by just triggering it. You hit it twice. That modifies your sequence. Now, let's see, I want to do something with this gate, so what can I do with it? What I could probably do is trigger another one of these guys, and then take the output from there. This cable is 1 volt per octave. Oh, I forgot to patch that back in. There we go. We're missing some sound there. And we're going to take the tunable of this, and then go into the linear input of this, so kind of tweak up our sound. So now we have several distinct sounds going into this, and pretty much all our inputs are filled except for the last input of this, and I'm sure I can find something to put in there. I have an open hat, so maybe we can put an open hat every so often, just to get something in that input right there. And now I just need to get something in the open hat. Let's see which triggers are available. I can probably grab this one. Hopefully this cable is long enough. Go into the gate in of the hi-hat. That's open. And let's see what we got. I don't know if I hear that. Well, let's try a different trigger. Let me patch this, maybe this one, and then maybe make an adjustment. Should be able to hear that now. So here is our nice little sequence. Did it in pretty good time, so that took me about 9 minutes or so. I've practiced with this a lot. This is my like little drum Eurorack type drum machine that I kind of put together. I like these modules very much. I like the sound of them. And then, you know, I was like, well, what else can I put in here? There's got to be some other stuff. I didn't want to have just drum modules. So, you know, I threw in the DSM because I do like the way that kick drum sounds, but you can also use it as a VCO. It's pretty cool. Let's just go through and listen to each of the individual sounds. So I'm going to turn everything down. So that's one part of it. Bring this up a little. That's our kick. And then I can adjust my kick if I want to, if it's too loud. If I want to adjust the tone or decay or anything. It's our kick. It's our hi-hat. And then that's another version of the CV that's being triggered, coming from that VCA. And then of course that's coming from, let's see, let's pull the cable back. Because I went so fast that it's coming from the DSM. And then let's listen to this. That's just our open hat. Probably increase the decay on that. Grabbing the right one, yep. That's a snare. I think that might be a snare. Then we got all those down. We're just listening to that one. And now we're just listening to that one. So there you have it. Very short little video. Just wanted to attempt this here within the madness of Knobcon. This was actually a suggestion that was given to me by my fiance. She said, well, oh, you're going to do a video there? And I was like, I wasn't planning on it, but yeah, I decided to do it anyway. So let me let you check it out. There's my neighbor again from Yamaha. And then we can actually go and walk through